G'day folks. Well, the engine build is back on. We're in the reassembling mode. We have a new piston. I would like to thank George for pointing me in the right direction. I picked it up from the mainland. It came overnight in delivery. So that's unbelievable, George. Thank you so much, mate. You're a bloody legend. You really are. It's incredible. So very, very happy now. We've got our rings and I'm in the process of gapping my rings. Now, on the specs, they recommend on a 4-inch bore for nitrous, which we're not doing, they're saying 28 to 30 thou. Turbo or supercharged, 24 to 26. Nitrous oxide street, they're saying 20 to 22. Yeah, it's a bit weird because nitrous to me, well, street and drag seems to be around the 6 thou difference. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I did it last time, guys. I ran 28 thousandths, top and second ring. Had no issues. So I'm going to do the same. I'm up to number 6 and I'm not having to take much off at all. You've got to remember too, guys, this bore has had 3 hones. So it had the original hone, then it had another hone when I had that crankshaft end plate drama with it. I didn't put a set of rings in it, which I probably should have, but anyway, that's all in hindsight. Then I gave it this recent hone, so it may be a thou or 2 over, and I have noticed my rings, the tightest I've had so far is 24 thousandths, so I'm not having to take much off at all. So let's do one. We'll start off with the top ring, which seems to be a little bit tighter. They are slightly different. See that little trick? I seen on YouTube there the other day. The guy just sort of slid it down, and all you do, spin it around. I mean, that's common sense, but I never did it last time. I ended up just sort of battling with it, but that's a great little tip. I've got the old piston. I've just put I think it's, yeah, top ring, and I've just put it in the oil ring just so it can get me down the bore a little bit and nice and square. Okay, we'll try the 28 thousandths and see if it looks too tight. No, it's not even going to go in there. Alright, well this is what I'm going to use, guys, to gap my rings. I've got it over in the vise and it's just a tiny little thin disc and it's doing a really nice job. I'm very happy with it. So we'll use this. Some of you might cringe, but for me it works well. Very happy to use it. I'm only taking a tiny little bit off. Saying is less is more. You're better off just taking a little bit less off. I could have gone a bit further, but sometimes it takes a couple of goes. I've fluked a few of them. It's starting to go in, but it's just, no, it's too tight. So it's not going to take much. Just a tiny little bit. I've sent my carb hat away, guys, so Simon will probably see that in the next few days. And oh, he's got some incredible ideas he wants to apply to it. Wow, that's perfect. Happy with that? Yeah, so he's going to raise the bottom of it 2 to 2.5 inches, and then he's going to completely redesign the sort of where the elbow part where it flows in. He's going to flare it out and create more plenum. He's been studying up on it, and it seems to be that seems to be the go. You've got to sort of create that plenum, and then we can create a lot more. Well, if we add sort of 2 to 2.5 inches on the bottom of it, we can sort of create that flow back again and that evenness that the hat is not delivering. It's a shocker the way it is now. I think it's going to be an incredible thing when it's all done. So it'll be a real feature piece. It's going to look bloody great too. And I'm actually going to think about putting a 2-inch spacer under the carb as well, guys. So just something to think about. So we can get a nice bit of distribution through to all the cylinders. And I think more plenum in that department won't hurt at all. So that's the second ring, guys. And actually, that's nearly, no, it's tight, but I would have said that's probably 26 or 7 thou. Not going to want much off him. We had a nice drop of rain the other day, 1/2 inch, which was nice. We've had some nasty bushfires in the state where I live, guys. They're saying that we've had 3% of the state has been burnt out. 280,000 hectares. I think that's... Oh, I think that's it. Beautiful. Yeah, it's incredible. So hopefully the rains have eased the conditions a little bit. The next little thing here now, guys, is all I do, I actually go backwards. It grabs the other way. 3 or 4 swipes just to get rid of the burr. I didn't do it last time, this. Oh. Filed them and I didn't deburr them. So each time I'm pulling engines apart, I'm paying a little bit extra attention to things like this and learning all the time. So yeah, I can't wait to get the carb hat, guys. I got a pretty clear picture on what he's actually going to do, and it's just going to look, it's going to look incredible. He does beautiful work. He sent me some pictures through. Oh, it's amazing. You know, when you get on Instagram, guys, and you look at people's TIG welds, well, that's the sort of quality workmanship, sort of quality welds that he does. Awesome stuff. So I've got full confidence in him. There we go. Now we bag him up. Number 6. There you go, guys. So keeping them in envelopes so I know which set is for which cylinder, and we proceed on to number 7. Well, what I've got to do next is obviously we'll clean the block, and we're going to check all clearances again. So we're going to start back with the crank and the mains, torque them all up, the caps with bearings in them. We'll go right through each one and the process, and I'll show you guys how how it's all going to, how they all sort of measure up. We've got to remember it's had a bit of a beating as far as detonation goes, so we're just going to make sure that we've got no crazy clearances going on. If we have, we'll just address it with bearings and we'll get the desired clearance that I'm after. So that's the process I'm going to take, and I'm going to show it all, guys. The whole process, build again. But it's bloody great, and it really excites me every time I attempt these engines. I really enjoy it. So yes, in the next day or 2, 3 days, I'll pop another one up and we'll go from there, guys. So yeah, we're back into March and we'll get it all happening, and hopefully in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks we might have it started up and give it a test, and we'll go from there. I've got my other engine too, guys. They're doing their sleeving on the other motor. I'm going to get some standard or 20 thou up pistons, and I'm going to actually run the same crank. So we're going back to 308 stroke. I've got my VN rods, so I'll do another vid on that one too, because that's really interesting. I'm going to actually learn to balance. We'll weight the rods myself, and I want to tackle this one a bit more on my own and hone out my own sort of bore and prep it all that way, and do as much as I can anyway. So I'm excited to do number 2, and it's all good, guys. This is just bloody great. I love it. Thank you once again, George. You're the man, and thank you, Simon, for chasing down another set for me too. That was awesome too. So it's good to know you can get pistons in Australia and not have to wait, a week, 2 weeks, and get it from the States. It's just bloody great. Alright folks, well I'll pop one up soon. We're on the march again. It's great. Alright.